Hello, welcome to your eclipse reading for August 2017. Normally I do the monthly forecast videos separate from and in addition to the eclipse forecast videos, but I decided to combine the month of August readings with the eclipse readings, so I'll be making 12 videos instead of 24 this month. I'm recording these a week into August already. We just had the full moon lunar eclipse on the 7th, which was exact at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a very active month astrologically, so I would really be surprised if things were fairly quiet and uneventful in our lives throughout August. Aside from the eclipses, we have Mercury going retrograde on Saturday the 12th, which is sandwiched in between the eclipses as the featured planetary energy. We also have Saturn going direct on the 25th at 5:09 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And this is an important time for destined and fated events to occur because it is the karmic nodes that cause the eclipses twice a year, whenever we have a full or new moon near these points. The new moon solar eclipse occurs on Monday, August 21st at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in Magha Nakshatra within the Leo constellation at 4 degrees 46 minutes using the sidereal zodiac. Even if you are using tropical coordinates, it is still occurring in the sign of Leo at 28 degrees 52 minutes. I'll be doing something a little different for the eclipse readings. For the solar eclipse, I will roll these astrological dice and cast a quick chart sketch to interpret how its energy will most likely be affecting your sign. Then I will draw from the Karma Cards deck and similarly interpret its energy for the month in general. And lastly, I will draw a couple of tarot cards for any additional messages about the eclipse and the essence of August. So let's go ahead and get started with your readings. Pisces, let's see what the astro dice have to say about how the solar eclipse is going to be affecting your sign in the month of August. Okay, so you've got Mars in Taurus in the first house. Okay. So Mars is an aggressive energy. It can be frustration, but it also can be used to your advantage. Mars helps us get things done, okay? There can be a little bit of impatience with wanting to get things done and reach our goals, but Taurus is saying, okay, time to slow down. Okay, we're gonna get there. It's not a race. Slow and steady wins the race, right? And Mars is like, no, let's do it tomorrow, or let's do it yesterday. And you know, Taurus is like, what can't be done today can be done tomorrow, sort of energy. So I am seeing a little bit, Mars doesn't necessarily love being in Taurus. Just saying that, but it does give us the practical steps and the practical discipline, and it slows us down in a sense, okay, to make sure that we're thorough instead of just being a little bit reckless and making mistakes. Okay, so the first house is the house of self. I get like self-improvement here. Self-improvement and how you, Taurus is about values and how you value yourself, okay? And really confronting anything that has to do with like self-worth, self-values, things like that. Self-esteem even. So let's go ahead and cast a chart using this. This is just the initial impression that I got from the planetary energies. I've already constructed the outline of this chart, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill it in and create it from, let's see, the first house here. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight the first house, which is the ascendant. And Pisces, whether or not you personally have, you know, your ascendant being Taurus, this isn't a personal chart. This is just a general chart, and I'm going to interpret the energies from a Taurus ascendant. So whether or not you have Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant, it doesn't matter. Or whether you have a lot of planets in Pisces, or you just identify with the Pisces energy in general, this reading is for you. So this particular chart for Pisces has a Taurus ascendant. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put Mars here. There's Mars. Hopefully you can see it. Mars and Taurus. So then we're going to go around and cast the chart. So you have Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra. Sorry, we're getting a little sloppy here. Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, and Aries. I'm going to fill in all of that. So we're going to go ahead and look at Mars. Mars is the natural ruler of Aries. So we're going to go and highlight the Aries house from the Taurus ascendant, which is the 12th house. Aries would be the 12th. And it's also the secondary ruler of Scorpio. So we're going to go ahead and highlight this Scorpio house, which happens to be your 7th. Kind of getting a picture here. So the first house is the house of self. The 7th house is the house of other people. The 12th house is the house of loss, basically. It's loss, it's death, it's seclusion, it's, you know, it's actually your natural, it's your natural ruling house. If you were to do like an Aries ascendant, which is the natural chart, Pisces would rule the 12th house. But for this sake, we're doing a Taurus ascendant. Either way, it's a very spiritual house. To lose is to detach yourself from anything or anyone that binds us to this material world. So if any person can understand the spiritual aspect of loss, is really freedom. It's spiritual freedom. Okay. It's you, Pisces, would definitely understand that. So the first house, 7th house, there could be a loss of a relationship, a loss of a friendship, a loss of a partnership, but whoever is exiting your life, it may be for your betterment, you know, personal development, basically. And Mars is a sort of a fiery energy that cuts or burns. It can be fire, so it's burning off impure things. It's purifying the self through partnerships, and maybe there's a loss of yourself through getting too much heavily involved in other people and relationships, or it's a loss of relationships to sort of further your development. It really could go either way. So losing yourself in another person to be integrated into more of them in the relationship, or it could be the other way around, losing the relationship to integrate you and to be more of you. So I'm seeing this as being sort of the message is very much relationship oriented and purifying yourself through relationships, or purifying relationships through your self-will. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some messages from the Karma Cards deck, which is an astrological deck. It's kind of a, not really a tarot deck, it's sort of a special themed deck that has planets, signs, and houses. It's sort of segmented into these 3, just similarly to the Astro dice. They're really hard to shuffle though because they're so thin. I'm going to try. So go ahead and just sort of mix them up. So show me, and this is going to be for the entire month of August, a month of August in the entirety. This is more for the eclipse, what's happening for you. Saturn for the month of August. Saturn brings reality check sometimes. It's karma, it's definitely hard lessons. Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn does well in Aquarius, it rules Aquarius. So it's a beneficial energy. It's not going to limit you in a way that would be to your detriment. Maybe showing you your own limitations through other people or the limitations of others for a particular reason. The 9th house is the house of foreign affairs, long distance travel. It's also higher education, philosophy, learning higher concepts, like graduating beyond high school and going to college, like learning like more sophisticated concepts of life, philosophy, belief systems. It can be religion as well. But I'm more interested in looking at the actual messages that come through the sentences here. So as you can see, each card, they have their sort of broken into 3 lines, and each of these have different colors. So the Saturn card that's facing the lines that are facing me, they're blue. And the blue is representing that internally focused, internal process, introverted, receptive energy that's within us, so it's within you. The orange energy is the outwardly expressive, extroverted energy. It's very active, dynamic, and it's more projected outward. So you have Saturn in Aquarius, so you have this inward Saturn, which would be your own internal limitations, possibly fears. Aquarius in the 9th house. So this could be, you know, with friends or relationships and belief systems that come across with that, with like large groups of people as well. Could be also be your vision. Let's go ahead and read what it says. So each of them are broken down in these 3 lines. The first line is represented by S. S stands for the spiritual realm. The M on the second line is the mental realm. The P on the third line is the physical realm. So you have the mind, body, and spirit all acting as one, but expressing itself in different ways. So it's sort of the same message here, but it's just it's expressing itself on either of those planes, on either of those realms. So the spiritual realm, you've got Saturn in Aquarius in the 9th, the maturity that brings your vision as if it or they came from God. So this is inspiration. It's inspirational vision. Maturity brings, so I see this like spiritual growth, spiritual maturity that brings inspirational vision. Inspirational visions. Okay. And on the mental realm, the cognitive realm, what your thoughts are, your thinking, you're being cautious in your mind, which is may be a good thing to, this is sort of that Taurian sort of practical, reasonable energy, being cautious. Caution regarding what's new and different about philosophies and laws involved. So it's good to have, really see things from all angles and not just sort of accept things blindly. But being cautious is like, okay, I'll entertain it, but I won't necessarily accept it or take it on. You're sort of, I feel like it's a little bit of discernment here. But anyway, so it's caution regarding new philosophies. Okay. And on the physical realm, we've got limits imposed. And of course, this is internal. This isn't happening to you. This is self-imposed limitations. Use an unconventional way and do it in a big way. Okay, this is having confidence to do something different. The caution is coming from inside of you. I feel like there's a little bit of hesitation or trepidation to start something new and different when it comes to, you know, philosophies, studies, you know, inspiration, things like that. Don't restrict yourself in branching off into new territory when it comes to, like, you know, your studies, or even travel. You may get some sort of opportunity for travel when you're like, I'm comfortable at home. And it may come through a partner here. Maybe a friend or a, you know, romantic partner may invite you to go somewhere, and it's like you're kind of doubting maybe that, or like holding yourself back. Anyway, the physical limitations, limiting yourself, limitations. Let's see, from unconventional approaches to do big things or go to big places. I'm getting that there's a level of getting out of your comfort zone is going to be very important. Challenging yourself. That's that Mars energy in the first house, is challenging yourself to break free of the first house, self-imposed restrictions when it comes to your friendships and relationships. People may be sort of helping you sort of break free out of any sort of limitation and letting go of this old way of being. It may come through some sort of spiritual journey or some sort of travel to a faraway land or something like that. If not, it has to do with like philosophies, different ways of thinking. Okay, and it's getting out of your comfort zone, which is very much Taurus here. Taurus rising has to have like a sense of comfort and safety, but you don't grow with being in your safety zone. It's good to be cautious, of course, but if you're too cautious, you could miss an opportunity this month that would come through a friend or a partner. So that's kind of what I'm seeing for the messages for the Astro Dice and the cards. So I'm going to go ahead and pull from the tarot deck now, which is what I usually do. And, you know, this was just an experiment, just for fun, to use different tools, using the Astro Dice, using this astrology deck, incorporating these different tools. It's just like for a variety. It's a little bit different from just using the tarot, which I thought would be kind of interesting. So I'm using the Wild Unknown Tarot deck for your messages. The first card I'm going to pull is for the eclipse energy. So how will the solar eclipse be affecting Pisces? Show me how the solar eclipse will be affecting Pisces. The Magician. Wow. You really have all of the resources available to you. You can do anything, really. This is opening new doors, new territory. Again, as the Magician, you're sort of able to have confidence to change yourself. You can change your mind. Be adaptable, be flexible, okay? Don't be stubborn here with this Taurus energy, because it's familiar, it's what you know. Branch out, do something different with yourself. Maybe change your look, change your appearance in some way. How you how you express yourself. You can change yourself. Change something about yourself that you don't like. Challenge yourself to be different this month. Do something different in the approach that you have with your relationships, with your friendships. Okay, so this is the card for the overall month of August. And I love how everything is really lined up for you. It feels very neat and very orderly. It's a Seven of Pentacles. Okay, Seven of Pentacles is usually, I would interpret this as a card of patience, for the process. And Taurus generally has a lot of patience. This is like one of the key words for this card. So I would definitely relate that to Taurus, and it's having maybe patience for yourself in this transformative process that you are going through. Okay. And you can line everything up and get everything organized, and it's sort of like getting your ducks in a row, that sort of feel. You've got this energy, you're going to be making a big change. It's like you're going to be making like, it's, well, I would say 180, but maybe it's like more of a 90 degree. You've got energy coming in this way, and it's like all of a sudden things turn and now you're going this way. It's a shifting of events. It's a shifting, things are lining up for you in order to shift your energy and shift your focus into another direction. Okay. So Pisces, this is what I'm seeing for you for your messages for the solar eclipse for August. If you have any questions about anything that I've said, or you have any additional insights or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Otherwise, I will see you in the upcoming videos. Take care and be well. Thank you so much for watching and liking my videos, and for subscribing to my channel. If you would like a personal reading that is custom to you and your current situation, feel free to contact me through my website, sungoddessashley.com, or via email. I will leave the links in the description box below. Thank you, and make it a great month.